Welcome back to NightChild Reviews, where if your radio ain't on the funk, your radio ain't on. It's been a while and welcome back. 3 quick points of order before I begin this video. Firstly, it has come time in a little while for this channel to end. I've put a note in the comments and a statement about how the channel is going to progress, and I want to thank you for all your support. I'll do a video later talking about that support and how it means the world to me, but if you could just read the statement below, that'll explain everything. Point 2, the Purple Rain pre-Broadway world premiere is going to the State Theatre in Minneapolis, and I just looked and there are still tickets available. It's October the 16th to November the 16th, 2025. And it talks about how they're going to adapt, obviously, Purple Rain, based on the original screenplay by Albert Magnoli and William Blinn. And that's going to be exciting. So there are still tickets available. Again, I'll put the link below this video and you can check that out. The other thing we're all excited about, lots of us are going in the UK, I hope in America too, is the Prince IMAX version of Sign of the Times, which is going to be incredible. It's finally sort of being shown in theatres in IMAX. The quality, well, I can't imagine. I mean, the quality looked pretty good recently anyway, but if it's in IMAX. And it talks about how it's a legendary film, and it's August the 29th, 2025, that will begin. You have to check your local theatre, see what they're doing, but you know, it's considered one of the greatest concert films of all time, obviously, and to see it in IMAX is something that a lot of us really are just looking forward to, and I can't wait personally to see that. Anyway, on to today's video, which is Prince songs that really should have been hits. Let's dive in. Now, Prince had a huge amount of hits, in my opinion. There could have been so many more. Some songs resurfaced to become huge hits, like Nothing Compares to You, I Feel For You, or Manic Monday, and others were associated with film projects such as When Doves Cry, Bat Dance, and Kiss, you know, things like that. But there are further tracks which I think, just given the right push, the right promotion, could easily have been hits. And here's my list. Here's my top 5 in no particular order. So please, obviously, let me know your thoughts on these. First up, one of my favourites, The One You Want to See. It's clear that Prince thought a great deal of this track by the fact that he made a trippy, bursting, vibrant with colour, fun video for the track. It was released on the album Planet Earth, one of my favourites, and the world's focus was once again on Prince as he blazed through the record-breaking 21 Nights in London Earth tour. The single was actually released as a promotional single in Holland and Denmark only, but I feel it really could have been a huge hit for Prince. The song is just utterly infectious, upbeat, and it's simply impossible to resist. It's just joyfully rousing, full of charm. It's rumoured to have contributions from Lisa and Wendy and contains that trademark Prince swagger. You don't need to fix your hair for somebody you don't care for. You don't need to shave your legs if it ain't me knocking at your door. It's also interesting to see how far Prince had come from his pleas of I want to be your lover with I ain't got no money to a more confident and asset rich I got a lot of money and I don't want to spend it on me. I like pretty things and you're just as pretty as you can be. The spotlight at the time of the London 21 Nights tour gave Prince an eager market for this track, and it could have just been huge, I think. It really could. Second up, I'm opting for 1,000 Hugs and Kisses. Prince has often had orphan songs, those songs which just don't seem to find the perfect album or moment. Songs such as When Two Are in Love, which appears on Love Sexy in the Black Album and also the scandalous Sex Suite EP. But also songs which just pass from artist to artist, like the seductive If I Love You Tonight. This is a true case of that. The track was recorded back in 1992 and intended for Rosie Gaines during the Diamonds and Pearls tour. Then it was given to Nona Gay in 1994 and may have even been offered to Derek Hughes. Then, for some inexplicable reason, we will probably never know, Prince played the track again in the 21 Nights tour, and it was clearly on his mind. However, it was not until the hidden phase. This is what happens when you take too long off. This is what happens. It wasn't until the Hit and Run Phase 1 tour. Album. I'm with you. It wasn't until the Hit and Run Phase 1 album that he dug out 1,000 Hugs and Kisses again, although he transposed it to 1,000 Hugs and Kisses in a kind of different way, and kisses and hugs, he just swapped them about. Prince was always doing that, just sort of messing about with the with titles. So it finally got his release, and it sort of adds to that mystery, that kind of Prince thing where he just believes in a track and he's just waiting for the right time of it. The strange thing about this track is that I have some evidence that it was hugely liked. I put it on a video in 2015 talking about the track and got some pretty great views, for me anyway. Mostly from people trying to hear the track, I imagine, but you never know. However, whenever the track's put online, there are people who love it, give it loads of views, and are genuinely enthusiastic about the track. It's actually quite strange, in a sense, sonically, that this track ended up on the futuristic, modern, embracing soundscape of Hit and Run Phase 1, because it's clearly not of that era. It's a sassy, sultry, sexy, chilled vibe that makes it stand apart from the rest of the album. It has that hook and central groove that sweeps you and comforts you like a warm blanket on a cold night. I think in many ways it is a classic. It's kind of that song where you're missing someone when they're gone, and Prince lamenting, "You work so hard, you really do. I don't think that anyone could work as hard as you," and promising that when they reunite, Prince would give his lover 1,000 hugs and kisses for you when you come back home, baby. As long as you got me, I got your back, and this is why. I think it's a beautifully romantic line. I really do. A track that I think would genuinely appeal to non-Prince lovers too, and I think it had the potential to really be a huge hit, but for some reason they didn't really promote it, which is a shame. Number 3, and let's be clear, these choices are getting harder because there are so many candidates and I hate leaving any of them out. I'm going to have to go with a track that Prince played many times over the years, and it's always been amazing to me. I don't really understand how it never became a huge hit, and that is She's Always in My Hair. Now, obviously Prince did play it a lot, so it's well known within the Prince community, and whilst it was released as a B-side to the hugely successful Raspberry Beret in the UK, it could, in my opinion, been one of Prince's main hits. It could have been a really well-recognised track. Probably just a slight victim of timing, missing out on a slot on the Around the World a Day album. The track is pure classic Prince pop, perfection at its pinnacle. Possibly written about Jill Jones, although I've heard many stories of people claiming it's written about them. It's the sublime encapsulation of a track detailing the utter steadfast loyalty of a lover who will always be there for you, no matter what happens, no matter what you do. Prince presents this mystery woman in this track as somebody who lifts him up and always defends his corner and always has his back. Whenever I feel like giving up, whenever my sunshine turns to rain, whenever my hopes, dreams are aimed in the wrong direction, she's always there, telling me just how much she cares. It's interesting as well musically, the whirling, strident and dreamily atmospheric drum format and the punchy earworm synth motif make this just a stone cold Prince classic. Now number 4, you'll have to forgive me here, number 4 is a bit of a wild card. And whilst I toyed with some songs like How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore and 17 Days, both of these songs reached a certain level of public attention. How Come You Don't Call Me with Alicia Keys, bringing it back into the public's wider focus, and with 17 Days being the B-side to one of Prince's greatest tracks, When Doves Cry, and reaching millions of turntables in the mid-80s. So I have gone for, I also considered Erotic City. I mean, that was just brilliant, and the B-side to Let's Go Crazy, that's incredible. Anyway, I'm going to go completely left field and go for The Lion of Judah. Now, I realise that's the second choice on planet Earth today, so that album is doing well for me, anyway, personally. There are some songs like The Lion of Judah and perhaps also The Excellent Act of God, which pretty much fly under the radar for anybody who isn't a Prince fan. But for anyone else, they would get a lot of attention. Sometimes everyone becomes lazy to Prince's genius in the wider public. I find it's a pretty reflective and honest track where Prince seems to be, he sings in a kind of seemingly autobiographical narrative. A million mistakes and then some I've made with the ones before. I've probably passed my expiration date, but I still adore you. Looking for the energy to take you there, the places you want to go. Knowing if you do, you're fully aware the press will turn it into a show. I think that's quite an honest line, and there are touches of melancholy as Prince opens the track with sitting on the floor of an all-white room, feeling like the colour blue. And the really beautifully mournful line, I guess I should be happy, but I'm still not sure. There is such depth to the track that the lyrics can be read in a number of different ways. But for me, there's also that triumphant, rousing chorus, that real juxtaposition to the more subdued and introspective verses. Indeed, the track itself starts off with a series of chords not that dissimilar to Purple Rain itself. Prince proclaims, like the Lion of Judah, I will strike my enemies down, and then it just launches into the stratosphere. By the end of this track, Prince is just in full flow, and it's a joy to behold. Hopefully, I wasn't too out there with this one, but I feel this track really deserves a lot of love. Just one tip, play it loud. Okay, finally, last but certainly not least, I've chosen the utterly ethereal vocal perfection of Pink Cashmere. Now, this is interesting in that Prince did release it as a single 2 weeks before the launch of the Hits and B-Sides collection, and the fact that along with Pope and Peach on the set, Prince clearly felt that this track fully deserved its place among the Hits collection, despite being a fresh addition, although the track had started life way back in 1988. Reportedly inspired by Anna Fantastic, whom he bought a pink cashmere coat for, this is utterly sumptuous, luxurious and sonically perfect. Prince is effervescent, bursting with energy, and supplies the same level of irrepressible, upbeat, earnest and open performance that he did back in 1979 with I Want to Be Your Lover. The classic falling in love song and praying you don't get burnt, Prince is making plans for his lover and reflecting how much she's brought to him and how much she's changed his life. I never used to go dancing. I was the kind of man who'd rather stay at home. Now I want to think about how much I miss you. I want to jump for joy and thank him. I am not alone. Prince is counting every minute of every hour until she returns to his life. I think that this really should be up there in terms of Prince's ballads. His vocals, particularly his falsetto, is simply stunning. And the breakdown when he slips into baritone to sing "Till You Come On Back to Your Little Man" is just wonderful. So there it is, just a few of the many, many songs that could have made the list. But the most important question is simply, what Prince tracks do you think really deserve to be much, much bigger hits than they were? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for having me back. I am quite rusty and I miss you all. See you soon. Bye.